Today is something else, girl. Today is something else. I don't know why my little intro is not working, but hi, guys. What's goody? I'm going to make sure that all of my settings are right on YouTube because you know how YouTube just loves when I live stream, girl. They love it when I come on here and live stream. I'm being so sarcastic. Okay, so we are public for once. I don't know how that worked, but hey, what's up, y'all? I see you guys. I'm just updating my description real quick. Sorry for the lack of the intro. I don't know what's been going on with my Streamlabs. That's the system I use to dual stream. So shout out to TikTok, shout out to Twitch, shout out to all y'all. But for some reason, it's just been giving me such a hard time since last weekend. I had to do a live stream, and I didn't end it until 3 in the morning because I had tech issues. So apologies in advance. Please, please, please let me know if my microphone messes up at any time, okay? Because I had a lot of tech issues over the weekend, and now it's Wednesday, and I am just praying for the best, okay? What is up, you guys? Enough of my rambling. Hi, hello. I see you all funneling into the live. As long as my chat works, we're good. As long as we can, we're good. Okay, bet. I see you guys. Shout out to everybody. This is your first time seeing me. I am so sorry. It's usually not this hectic. Full disclosure, y'all know I'm very superstitious. I don't like telling my business for real on the internet like I used to when I was younger, but I don't keep it a bean with y'all. I have been moving, okay? I'm in the process of moving. I'm stressed. I needed this, okay? I needed to tap in with y'all and talk to y'all and Kiki. I needed this. I am so freaking stressed. I'm so tired of moving. Like, I wish I wasn't such a control freak and I would hire people to box my crap up. But I'm just not her, Like, oh my God. So sorry that I'm late. That is why I'm late. I'm just like very high strung about this moving crap. I have to go and move stuff out of a storage unit when this live is over. But it's all going to work out. Thank you so much for the congrats. It's all going to work out. And I'm so happy to share with you guys like all this cool stuff that I'm doing. But yes, your girl is finally moving out of this place, okay? So the tech issues on top of all that was just like so unnecessary, bruh. But I'm glad that everything's working now. It seems like everyone can see me okay. Let's get into this tribe tea. All right. Now somebody said moving had them in tears this week. Look, if I had $1 for every time I said F it, I'm going to bed, I would have $6. Like that's my new, when I was younger, I used to like lash out and stuff, but now my thing is I just take a nap. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go to bed and start over because no. So this is Tribe Tea. If you've never seen me before, hi, hello, my name is Naja, aka the Voodoo Child, and this is a segment where you guys send in your stories. If you have any like drama going on in your life, you just want to key, you can email it to this email right here. And we'll give you advice. We'll let you know if you were the a-hole in the situation or if somebody else got you messed up. All that, right? Just send it to tribetea@shopvoodoochild.com. And I just want to take this moment right now to say a big thank you to all the people that have been sending in your submissions. Like, I really appreciate it. You guys do make the show, in my opinion. I know y'all come to see my commentary and everything, but you guys definitely make the show. So I appreciate all of you sending in your stories and sending me DMs like, hey, girl, I sent mine in. It's just really cool. So this week we have 5 different stories, and I'm going to try to get to all of them. The first one is the title story, which is he left me alone in a foreign country. And I couldn't put this second part on the title for obvious reasons. But she said his friends tried to peer pressure her into doing, let's just say, some illegal things, okay? Not cool. Especially you in a foreign country. I'm not trying to go to jail in a foreign country. The second one is me and my homeboy turned sneaky link. Girl. Oh, and you are so cute. You are so... That's him? I mean, I see it. let me stop. I'm jumping ahead. Girl. I'm jumping ahead. Cause like I'm not trying to call this man ugly. He's not ugly, but he's unconventionally attractive. You know, he's alternative. Maybe that's why I'm, oh, he's not ugly. But you're definitely the baddie. But anyway, the third story is being an adult sucks. I am here with you. I'm tired. I'm tired of this, bruh. I'm tired of being grown, bruh. I'm so tired of being grown. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Like, I'm low-key about to cry about that shit. Oh, my God. I'm so tired. So tired. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just making sure y'all are still here. I'm still a little traumatized. Yes, we are sharing this TikTok this Tribe Tea with TikTok. Shout out to the TikTok live. The fourth story is you cannot trust the gays. Oh, and that's all they said. Point blank. Okay. And the last one is, was I wrong? Bestie of 11 years did me dirty. I'm probably going to push this one to the front because this is the one that we didn't have enough time to read last week. So once I'm done reading the title story, we're going to get into that. Okay? Y'all said 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Y'all talking about the gays? I like the gays. I love the girls and the gays. I really do. All right, so we're gonna get into it, okay? You talking about I want to be a baby? Me too. Like, I don't want to do high school and all that crap over again, but I would love to have a healthy childhood, like something cutesy. But let's get into it. Make sure you guys have your waters, make sure you're staying hydrated. If you're into extracurriculars, make sure you guys grab that too. Make sure you guys are liking the live. Shout out to all the mods. I see you. Shout out to Nyala. And if you're on TikTok, make sure you're double tapping the screen. You're on Twitch. Hey, boo. Do what you got to do over there, too. And we're going to get into this first story. This first story does have subtitles. Again, I'm having tech issues. I don't know why. They done took away. I'm about to send Streamlab a letter. I'm not going to send them an email. I'm going to send them a letter. Because look at this. Why is all my stuff black? Girl, ain't nobody asked for that. You about to make me mad. Like, anyway, let's get into the first story, okay? This is a pretty decent stream, I guess, if it's your first time seeing me. I wish all my doodads and stuff were together, but hey, it is what it is. And hopefully YouTube won't boot us like last week. That was crazy, right? But let's get into it. Tribe T, he left me in a foreign country. And his friends tried to peer pressure her into doing something that she ain't got no business doing. So, hey, Naja. Hey, girlie. I'm a longtime fan, and I've been watching your videos since I was in the 8th grade. Mom, now look. You ain't had no business watching me in the 8th grade. I am now in my last year of college. I know that's right. You're my favorite YouTuber ever and literally the only one I have consistently been watching. Well, that makes me feel so great, and I'm so glad about your academic achievements despite watching me in the 8th grade, girl. So proud of you. So anyway, this story is about a friendship breakup with one of my longtime best friends from middle school. Okay, now that's even worse because I'm over here thinking this is a man that left you, like a man that you're dating type of thing. The fact that this is a friend is really, really bad. Really, really bad. Like, ugh. We're going to call the friend Joe. We met our last year in middle school, quickly became friends. He had some problems at home, and I always felt bad for him. So he treated me pretty badly, but I knew he had it worse. He was in foster care, oh no, and moved around a lot and went to a few different high schools, even some out of state, but we always remained in contact. At one point, we actually went to the same high school for a bit, and that was when we hung out the most. That was also when I think I started to realize he was not that nice. I have another friend that I've been best friends with since 2nd grade, and we're going to call her Kiki. Is Kiki going on the trip with y'all? I hope so, because you know how names be getting us a little, a little, confusing. So the three of us our homegirl Kiki and Joe. We all got really close in 2020 right before the pandemic. But throughout our friendship, I realized that both of them were very mean. They would say really degrading things and call me stupid and say I lacked common sense. But if I got upset, they would justify it as their humor. They were my two closest friends, though, so I decided just to be mean back to them instead of letting them berate me all the time in the name of humor. So that was just the dynamic for a while. So I don't know about you guys. Maybe I don't know. I've gotten thicker skin with age or whatever, but I just remember being a very, very sensitive kid and teenager. Like, I could not do that whole mean poking type of humor thing. Like, no, bit, like, I'm real deal gonna hate you. Like, I'm not gonna like you. Like, I'm real deal gonna have my feelings hurt. And I don't care that you were in foster care, bitch. Like, my feelings are hurt. Like, you better go get a diary. You over here trying to take this out on me. Right. Those are not friends. Those are ops. And I would definitely not go on no trip with people like that. Like, but I blame social media. We talked about this on another live. I blame social media for making young people think that it's normal to have the emotional maturity and the financial maturity to travel when you're like 21, go to like South Korea with your homegirls that you grew up with in Alabama. Like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Like, traveling, you know how the joke is you go to Miami and you lose your friends or whatever the F. Traveling, period, will show you who is really who, right? Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Shout out to y'all. I'm seeing some familiar faces in the chat. What's up? What's up, friends? What's up? Welcome, welcome. So fast forward like a year or two, Joe ended up moving to Korea. Okay. We stayed in touch, but we did have a falling out because he was really bitchy to me. Girl, he don't like you. Like, he does not like you. Like, you're just there. When I called him out for being bitchy, he said he was doing it on purpose because he was mad because I teased him about something. Okay. Shout out to Sienna in the chat for the donation. Thank you, friend. They said, not gonna lie, Orphan Annie would have been the last friend cracking jokes with my mouth. Look, because I'm about to say, like, you know who to pick on and you know who not to pick on. Like, you know, I'm about to give you that silent treatment. That's how I would have got down if I was younger. But you're right. Every once in a while, you're gonna run into somebody that's going to have a nastier mouth than you, and then your feelings going to be hurt, and now you're bullied. But it's like you were picking on somebody this whole time. So, yeah, pick your battles wisely. Pick them wisely. Like, So we made up after that disagreement. Randomly, a while later, my friend Kiki, with no money or anything, told me don't be mad, but she was moving to Korea, and she's going to live with Joe. Yeah, girl, I don't know. Keep in mind, they low-key hated each other. I feel like they both hated you. I feel like they both didn't like you, and the only thing they have in common is not liking you. Like, this just gives messy, toxic. Man. This is also gives me a flashback of what we were talking about, how sometimes you'll have those friends that will just like poof in thin air once high school is over because you didn't realize the whole time they don't want to be in your shadow no more. Like, I wouldn't blame you for just not messing with them so you could find out who the F you are, because it seems like you're the third of two really bitchy people. Like, so I got upset with her because we had an unhealthy codependent relationship and hung out every day and all of that, and she just decided she was going to leave me behind. It's hard because I know she didn't owe me anything, but I was the type of friend that would do anything for her and always considered her in my life plans, which is a big mistake, guys. It is your life, okay? It's your life. Don't go trying to do all this bestie crap. Like, your bestie should have her own plan for her life. You should have your own plan for your life. There are iPhones, computers, all types of stuff. You can keep in contact with them. You should never want... This goes for boyfriends, girlfriends, too. You should never be sacrificing your future just so you could be buddy-buddy. And, girl, I did the same thing when I was this age, too. Like, oh, I'm going to stay here. Girl, I did tours of FIT and NYC. I thought I was going to SCAD and all. No, I'm just going to stay in this town with all my freaking friends. Like, F that, dude. Like, please, do not make future plans based off of your friends a boy, a girl. Even if your family is on some, oh, you need to stay here and pick up the slack for my life because you're my kid. F that. Like, go and do you. Then y'all could both be rich, or y'all could both be established, y'all could both be established and then actually, be able to afford to fly to these places together and meet up together and do trips together, and it'll be a different vibe. It won't be as immature, right? Anyways, it was really hard for me and Joe. It was really hard for me, and Joe really involved himself and took me being mad at her as an attack on him. He called our mutual friend Annie and told her I was being a bitch. I be getting weird about men calling me that word, bruh. I don't care if you're gay. Like, if you're talking maliciously and you call me the B word, no. He said I was a bitch and that I'm jealous. Meanwhile, I had no interest in going I had no interest because I was in college. They were both obsessed with K-pop and wanted to be around Korean people, I guess. Kiki decided to go after becoming super obsessed with K-pop, which is why I say that even though she hated on me for liking it back in the day. So my friend, obviously, that is some culture, like, that's weird. I'm sorry. Okay. She also thinks it's a bad idea because they are both financially unstable and don't get along. He heard 2 unstables and cussed her out, then blocked her. Wait, so she changed her mind? Oh, okay, so this is the extra friend, Annie, that he called up trying to triangulate. Annie says it's a bad idea. Annie said y'all really shouldn't try to do any of that because all this stuff is unstable. So Joe heard 2 unstables and cussed her out, blocked her on everything because he thought she was calling them mentally unstable. The funny thing with that is Annie called me to come to her room while they were on call after he made her show him her whole room to make sure I wasn't there. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired. This is tiring. This is mentally taxing. With friends like these, who needs enemies? Like, this is so exhausting. How much more of this is there? Oh my God. Like, I'm not even putting a dent in this story yet. And all I got to say to you is these are, like, I just would not be cool with them. Like, this is so exhausting. Can we fast forward to Korea? She says she got an opportunity to study abroad in Korea for college. Bet. So they actually did make the move out there. Impressive. I heard it's really hard in countries like that to get work and stuff other than being a teacher because they don't like foreigners living in their apartments or like foreigners renting their stuff. Like, it's just not an easy time. As much as people love to watch their little K-dramas and stuff, you gotta respect countries' rules. Like, I'm sorry. I am getting a little fed up. I'm sorry, because this is so exhausting. Like, you could have just came into it like, look, we didn't all get along from the get-go, but I decided to go over here for school and we met up. Because, oh my gosh, Joe seems so tiring. Just like a catty, it's giving Disney Channel villain. Like, he's just so tiring. So before I go to Korea, both of them are telling me that they go clubbing all the time and stay out until like 8 in the morning. And then they meet so many people and have crazy hookups and stuff. So I got faux locks before my trip, and he yelled at me saying I was going to draw attention to myself because they're racist over there and I won't fit in. I be seeing them Korean people over there with faux locks, boho braids, box braids, shaved on the sides, braids on the top, looking a hot ass mess. And honestly, you would stand out because you're black, and people are going to be interested in you because you're black. Like, it's going to be a positive attention. It's not going to be, but yeah, it's going to be mixed in with some ignorant microaggressive stuff because it's a different country. They don't know our American norms and stuff like that. But realistically, when you go to these Asian countries, they love what we look like. They want to take pictures with us. They want to look. I feel like he he might be a little jealous, you know, about the attention that you might get. That's just my opinion. They said he was giving microaggression himself. He's a whole Korea boo and tries to look Asian, even though he's not. Girl, I'm not going to hold you. I saw the pictures you attached. He's not Asian? Hold on. Oh my God. I wish I could show y'all this shit. And you are so pretty. Oh my God. Oh my God, you are so freaking pretty. Yeah, that's why he didn't want. And you wore the locks anyway. I know that's right. Like, shut up. You are so pretty. He looks like that guy Ollie, the guy that got the surgery to look Korean. Like, he is Korean fishing. He looks like a Mexican, girl. Like, he looks Spanish. He looks Spanish. Like, that is not an Asian man. Oh my God, I thought he was Asian. Oh my God. You can't make this shit up. Oh wow. Okay, hold on. I lost my spot. Oh wow. That was crazy. So he took a DNA test and he's 20% Chinese. So that would be the same as if like one of your grandparents is Asian. You get what I'm saying? One of my grandparents is white. Am I white? No. Like, sir, you need to get it together. Sir, you're 20% Chinese. And you look like not like, this is crazy. I really thought that was an Asian man. Oh my God. Oh my God. They talking about Kiki says she 20% Chinese too. I'm calling cap. I need to see the ancestry DNA. I'm calling cap because how are both of y'all 20% Chinese? That don't make no sense. Oh my God. I realized they also fell into the wrong crowd while being in Korea. You know, I be a little schmucky. But they was over there popping beans. Oh, no. Okay, we on TikTok, so I can't really go into what was going on. But let's just say they was doing a lot of things. They was popping lima beans. On top of that, right before the trip, my mom had a dream that my cousin who passed away in our house came to her and told her I needed to be careful. Yeah, see, that would have made me cancel my whole trip. I don't play about mama's dreams or grandma's dreams. I'm not going anymore. I'm not going anymore. Like, no, I'm staying home. I'm staying home. Like, what? I told y'all I'm superstitious. I don't play about that. You talking about they have that in Korea? No, really. I thought Korea was supposed to be like one of those nations where like that stuff is not allowed. You get your beers and your alcohol, your little soju, all that, like, and you don't. But people be finding it. Look. Not y'all said they be off the yerky yerks. Oh God. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Because of the dream, I was more cautious. And it solidified my decision not to go too crazy. So before I get to Korea, Joe tells me he's going to Taiwan for some party and his friend Sarah's coming. I didn't care about going to Taiwan, but I booked my ticket like 9 days before my class accommodation started so that we could hang out. So I decided to go with him instead of being alone. His broke ass asked me to book the Airbnb and said he and his friend would pay me back. No. Oh my gosh. My friend Kiki also warned me about him and his friends and said to be careful because they be eating candy together and will try to peer pressure me. Also that Joe will leave me at the club. So I needed to be careful. And boy, was she right. So I get to Korea and the first night was pretty weird. We go to Sarah's apartment and meet their other friend, Maria. See, y'all, there's too many names. There's too many names, okay? Like, when you send your stuff in, main characters only, meat and potatoes, and we only want the details when it comes to, like honestly, bruh, we could have started the story right here. You could have just been like, Joe ain't it, and then started the story right here. And that girl said he will leave you. Look, I wouldn't have went nowhere with him. We're going to read the story about the gays later, but now that I'm older, like, I don't know, I just feel like you're still a man, and I know it's not fair. Who said this? Santana said this, Saucy Santana. You're still the man, so, like, we're going to ask you to hold the bags when we get to B&B. Like, we need you to help put the bags in the house. Like, we need you to be our protector, low-key, when we're out at these clubs, you know? Like, look. I don't know. So she meets all these new people. Joe and Sarah are dyeing their hair for the trip to Taiwan, and they're showering together. Okay. Sarah came out completely bucket naked, which was weird. But while they were in there, Maria was like, "Oh, Joe told me that you be, you know, so let's go." And it's highly illegal in Korea, and I didn't know her, so I was like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe we should wait." But she insisted I go. I have a hard time saying no to people, and I didn't want to make things weird. So girl, I'm sorry, but if my mama would have told me that she had a dream where I'm about to be dead, like I'm just about to be a vibe killer, Madam Vibe Killer, because like I'm like, girl, ain't that illegal here, girl? Like, I get it in the States. Yes, it's illegal in some states, but like that's a slap on the wrist and a fine. Like, I'm not trying to go to Korean jail. So we schmucky. And Maria decided not to come with us to Taiwan, so it was just me, Joe, and Sarah. Fast forward to that night. We're getting ready for the club, and Joe is telling me that they're going to do... Oh, see, Joe is too lit. He's too lit. Joe trying to do some lima beans. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to be doing that, but you could do it. We pregame, got pretty lit, and went in, and it looked pretty dead. It was a pretty cool looking club, though. There was an outdoor rooftop patio, a nice view, smoke machines, lasers, EDM music. The kicker was that there was some back room where people would get freaky. And that was why they all wanted to go? Oh, hell no. All I remember from that night was that it was kind of boring at first. Then Sarah was trying to pressure me into doing some lima beans with them. And I firmly said, I don't want to do that. But since it was a gay club, Joe left us alone while he's looking for a dude to go to the back room with. I don't really remember what happened, but we went to the bathroom together and she kissed me. Wait, you and Sarah? Sarah? The girl that said that they shouldn't even be, you and Sarah was kissing? And I was shocked because I got a man, and I kept telling her that. And she told me if I told my boyfriend, she was going to. Girl, I don't even know what to tell you I would have done in your situation. I really don't even know what to tell you. Because a part of me is like, I wouldn't even have went knowing I had a man. I'm not going to the club where I could get freaky with the girls if I know I got a man, you know, like, but in the same breath, it's like you're there for school and you just took some time out of your trip to go and see your friends from the States. So it's kind of like just an awkward, you know, and I just feel, how old were you when this happened? Because maybe that's what it is. It's just like the age thing, because I'm sure you would do this now that you're older. You said you're in your last year of college. I would get me a little Uber so quick. Oh, y'all about to go be freaky. Okay, I'll see y'all in the morning. I'll get you a coffee, babes. Like, y'all over here bumping purses in the club. And didn't they say the birth rate is low in Korea? How is that going on? Y'all got all types of stuff. Okay. No, for real, soft trafficking, I could see that. No, he went to school, ended up on Zeus. Like, what is Joe doing for a living? Because he doesn't have parents. Remember, he's a foster kid, so he's not on no Nepo stuff. Maybe he's selling his body or something. I don't know. Because how are you able, it's not cheap to live in Korea. Especially when you're not a Korean citizen. Oh my gosh, I'll be a nasty. That's what them lima beans do though. They be having you they be having you down for whatever and whoever. Oh wow. She over here talking about she never smashed a foreign girl before. Oh no, ma'am. The effed up part though was my dumb ass actually kissed her back. Well, now we're cheating. Okay. But I just kept saying no. Okay, well then that's coercion. And she gave up and told me she liked some girl that was next to us. So I asked the girl if she was interested and wanted to dance with her. Then I proceeded to leave the club and called an Uber. No, for real. I would have had to go. Like, no, ma'am. Y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Oh my gosh. I called my boyfriend and told him what happened, and I was drunk and just crying, and he was really upset, but he did comfort me. I went back to the Airbnb and just freaked out because this is day 2 of the trip and I'm supposed to be here for 2 months. So Sarah and Joe come back in the morning the next day and told me that they both smashed people. Yeah, and water is wet. Like, they both apologized and bought me some charm from a temple we went in effort to make up for the night before. That's like the American equivalent of going to church on Sunday after the club. I was really upset for the girl at trying to force me to do lima beans, and I was mad at Joe for leaving me. I decided to let it go, though, and enjoy the trip, and agreed to go out with them again. No, ma'am. So the next day we went out, and it was really fun. I met a lot of people from all over the world, and I was just chatting. But the issue came at the end of the night. Me and Sarah met this Taiwanese guy who was low-key kind of weird. Oh, okay, that makes so y'all were in Taiwan with that nasty. That makes sense. They be getting down in Taiwan. They be getting down. So we met the Taiwanese guy. He seemed like he was trying to flirt and told me he likes black girls, and I was like, wow, that's crazy, but I love my boyfriend so much, period. Then Joe met some twink he liked, and Sarah also met another person she got along with. All 3 of them actually knew each other, so once the club closed, we went and got breakfast together. Then these MFers came back to our Airbnb. And that's when I got mad, because why are there strangers at the Airbnb that I paid for? Y'all did not give me my money back. I was about to say, like... And I guess that guy that was trying to get with me smashed Sarah. So once everyone got up, the dude and Joe's twink were still there, and they ended up just hanging out the whole trip. And it pissed me off because why am I fifth wheeling on this trip with random people? They spent all their money on candy, so they didn't want to eat out because they couldn't pay for it. It's not because they couldn't pay for it, baby. They didn't have no appetite. They're strung out, like full junkie mode. Like, this is insane. Like, this is honestly, if you were single, and check me if I'm wrong, because I'm not trying to sound like a granny over here, right? But if you were single, your friends actually had some type of code to them, right? And everybody went in on that B&B. Oh, and I forgot the last part. And no one's peer pressuring other people to do crap. That sounds like a good trip to me. That sounds like a good trip to me. Like, this sounds like a time. We're in a foreign country, turning up. You get what I'm saying? But all of this stuff, you got my homegirl, the only one with a stable job and education, is the one paying for the B&B. She's in a relationship, so y'all trying to do all this freaky deaky stuff. You have no respect for her relationship, or her really, because you over here treating her the same as you treating these girls in the club, trying to bump purses, like. And that's something someone said in the thing. Nobody ever heard of no diseases. We don't got no my chart action going on. We just, girl, So that was it for the Taiwan trip. So we get back to Korea, and I got an Airbnb for a few days, which was chill. But once I met up with my class, Joe asked if I wanted to go clubbing. Like, Joe, do you even enjoy your bed? We went with Maria, and Sarah worked at the club we went to as a bottle girl, so she wasn't completely with us. But we pregame, and the club gave us a free bottle, so we got pretty drunk. Maria and Joe wanted to leave, and they took me to some alley. And tell me why Maria whips out some stuff. Maria went skiing. Maria went skiing in the alley, okay? Oh my gosh. Joe promised me he wouldn't let his friends pressure me to do anything like this again, but that was a lie. She told me it was some prescription that she got, I guess. That's a lie. And even if it was a prescription, if you're intaking it like that, no. You're trying to, no, ma'am, jail. I told her no over and over and over. And I looked at Joe for help, and he was like, no, you should. It's not that bad. See, these are the type of people that will sell you to the black market. These are the type of people that will sell you to organ traders. Like, hello? And they weren't sneaking it into Korea. These are the people that live there, okay? So these people have connects. They know people. That is crazy. I eventually agreed to do a little bit, and I felt like a crackhead. Oh my God. He was holding my purse, which had my Wi-Fi egg and all my other stuff, and I told him to stay put while I went to the bathroom, and shocker, when I came back, he was gone. I asked Sarah, who was working at the club, if she saw him, and she had no idea. So I went searching for him on the street. I couldn't even contact anyone. I didn't have internet, and I panicked. Eventually, I found him passed out on the floor in front of the convenience store. Some guy that was plotting on him took him away because he came out and said he was getting him some water. After that, I waited for Sarah to get off from the club so she could take care of him and just went back to the hostel I was staying at with my class. I didn't really want to go with him that much after that because this was just another instance where I could not trust him. Is this the picture? Y'all, I'm at a loss for words right now. This is like so unsafe. She sent me a picture of them at a club or like a karaoke or something. And Joe is laid out on the floor, and I cannot make this up. Bro looks gray. Like, his face is gray. Like, he looks like he's about to, like, this is not fun. You get what I'm saying? Like, I could tell he's not doing this for fun. He's chasing, like, unfortunately, this lifestyle, and y'all see my story times. You get what I'm saying? When I was doing this crap or whatever, it only ends in one or two ways. Joe is either going to be the person that dies, or there's going to be multiple people around him dying for him to wake up and realize, like, oh, I'm running from something. I wouldn't be surprised if Joe hasn't dealt with the issues from his childhood. He seemed like an angry ass kid who was in foster care. Like, it seems like he's trying to numb his stuff. Like, I wish I could show y'all this picture. He is, like, his face is grayish green. Like, he looks like he's not getting enough oxygen. Like, how is this fun? Like, how is this fun at all? I don't get it. You said, like, SpongeBob with the suds. Yes. Like, with the 5 o'clock shadow looking thing. Yes. Yes. And I agree. Someone in the chat was like, you cannot hang out with people. Like, you really can, bro. Because if they don't care about themselves to the point where they will fall asleep in the street, they not going to care about you at all. So the rest of the trip, I stayed with my class the majority of the time because I had a lot of activities, and he got mad for me not being available, but I literally came on a class trip. One of the days, my class went to this club venue to see live music, and my super sweet teacher paid for Joe to join us. Oh my God. Not you mixed the educated clique with the lima bean poppin' clique. No. He was so rude. He kept complaining that it was lame and wanted to leave, which put me in a tough spot, but I let him leave. He just hated on everything, even though I thought it was cool. Then on my second to last full day, he made me go clubbing with him until 8 in the morning. He promised I could leave at 6, but then wouldn't let me leave until someone bumped into him and made him drop his phone. Then the day of my flight, he wanted to go to this spa by the airport, which was an hour away, and there was still a few things I wanted to buy before I left. I would not play with Joe's ass the day I need to get on a freaking plane. He decided to invite one of his friends. He was helping me with my bags, and I went to buy a keychain. I wouldn't let Joe touch none of my bags. He thought I was taking too long, kept blowing up my phone, and yelled at me that we had to leave even though it was my last day. I was so mad that I didn't even end up buying the thing since he rushed me and I couldn't find the cashier. Then he refused to help me with my bags since I was being a bitch. See, you using that B word too much for me, Joe. Like, because I'm about to show you a bitch. Like, I don't like that. Like, I don't care if you're gay, bro. You're still a man. And you're trying to belittle me, make me feel small. She even said during the trip, he just kept putting me bad, saying I'm dumb, I don't know how to travel. And if you think this is like, what? What? That's another thing. Someone said, typical Joe, always bringing extras. No, really, like he has some stuff he needs to work on. He obviously has abandonment issues. He obviously does not like himself enough to be alone with himself. Like, child. So the day we landed in Taiwan, I lost my debit card. And she said, if you think all this is why we stopped being friends, it's not. It should have been. It should, like, when I tell you, as soon as I hit U.S. soil, blocked. All of y'all, blocked. Absolutely not. So the reason why we fell out is the day we landed in Taiwan, I lost my debit card, so I didn't have access to my bank account. I made it work with his credit card, but it was rough since I was there for a month. I borrowed money from Joe during the last couple of days for shopping, and the plan was to pay him back the day after I landed, but I didn't know how much I owed him, which was the problem. I did not trust him to tell me me neither. I was about to say, girl, I would have wrote a ledger. I would not trust him at all. Like, he's the type where if you owe him $2, he's going to say it was 10. You owe him $50, you really owe him $200. Like, I don't trust him. He's a junkie. Like, that's what they do. I asked him to bring me a few things from Korea when he visited, which was like 3 things, and he said it was 200, but it was actually 100. I already knew, bro. I didn't want him to pull that again, so I wanted receipts, which he said he would send. I knew I spent a decent amount, but he just sent me a calculated screenshot that said $600. So I'm like, okay, well, where's the $600 worth of receipts? He said, I'm busy and I can't send them at the moment. So he asked me to send him half of the money, which I did without the receipts, friend. He said he was busy and couldn't send them. I sent half. I kept asking him to tell me the amount so I could just get it over with because I don't like owing people shit. And when he paid me back for the Airbnb and other Taiwan, I sent him every single transaction to make sure he was paying the exact amount. I've also lent him money so many times, and this was his first time I ever borrowed anything from him. So this is a tricky one because he owes you money for the B&B, and now you're owing him money. So it's kind of like canceling each other out. I'm surprised he didn't just say, hey, you pay for the B&B and then we don't owe each other anything. You get what I mean? Like, now it's getting really complicated. I know some people in the chat are saying this is low-key on you, bruh. I feel like you need to take a break from everyone involved and not just Joe. I think you deserve a fresh start of people that don't know your name, don't know your history. Like, befriend some people from your class with some like-minded goals and interests if you haven't already, because these are the type of people that will use people like you. You are a kind person. You're an adventurous person. You love learning. you're open-minded. You get what I'm saying? And these type of miserable people will drain you. You're not an ugly person. You're very pretty. Wow. So I kept asking him because I got a new debit card and wouldn't be able to send the rest until it came. For some reason, he just would not send me the receipts. At that point, I sent him $500, and I was just iffy about the last 100 since he be scamming. Girl, I would have sent him $200. I'm like, and show me the proof that you need more than that, and I'll give it to you. Then he randomly blew up on me talking about where his money at. I told him you never sent me the receipts, and he got mad. I have images attached from those texts. So let's look at the text and wrap this story up. Let's see what's going on. What I'll say. Can you pay me the $85? It's been almost 2 months. Bruh, you never sent me the bank statements. How much did I send you? Bruh, are you for real? Forget the 85 then. I asked you months ago too. Bruh, I don't know why you can't just show me. You said you would. Bro, I showed you them and I was going to the airport. No, you weren't. I'm not scrolling through my ish for that. Well, I'm not going to my bank account for that. You see how this works, Joe? You said it wasn't all of them. Cool. I love this for you. Happy birthday, bitch. Right, since we just love calling each other bitches and hoes. Fucking bitch. That shit would have pissed me off. Hey, I don't know if we're cool or not, but I'm going to be in Taiwan for spring break if you want to link. LMAO, girl, you still owe me $80, but sure, let's link up for spring break. Really? Shout out to Blockavelli for the donation. Thank you so much. They said, bro, this dude a whole scammer, bro. No, for real. Like, that little measly ass $80. Dude, you're low-key so fake. I never had an issue with paying you back in the first place. You just never sent me the receipts. When you owe me money, I showed you every single transaction and calculation and let you check out, but you can't do the same. I was going to pay you back the second I came back and got the money, but you refused to show me because you're always busy. Also, you told me Blank would pay me back for the Airbnb after a week, and I booked it without even knowing her because I trusted you. Did I ever get my money back? No. Okay, that right there is deducted out of the thing. Like I told you earlier with the Airbnb, that should have been deducted out of the money back. Like, right, she already gave him $500. No, ma'am. I'm not giving, no. As long as that Airbnb was not paid, you're not getting a dime. I'm sorry, babes, but you just got finessed. He just got you with that junkie math, girl. I don't know. Oh my gosh, he is an active you know what. Did I make it a big deal? No, you should have. You should know me well enough to know I would never try to keep money from you that I owe. I don't like owing people anything. I only ever borrowed money from you because I thought I could trust you, but I guess not. Also, it's funny how it took a whole month to respond. I see how little our friendship meant to you, period. If you want money, ask Blank for it. Yes. Oh my gosh, so she's your friend who never paid me back. If you want screenshots of you agreeing to all this, I have them, but don't act like I'm in the wrong. And that is on period, girl. Like, see, you better than me, because at that point, I would have had to be on some, bro, you have a lima bean, skiing, and alcohol problem. And you're acting like a junkie. Because remember how he got all in his feelings when somebody said the situation was unstable and he automatically went to, I'm not mentally unstable, because you are. So what did they say? What did Miss Legendary Dorian say? Shade is, I don't gotta tell you ugly because you know you ugly. I don't gotta tell you a junkie because you know you a junkie. Like, I would just be like, bro, like, as your friend, it's concerning me that you have gone down this route. And I don't know where my money is going. I've partied with you. I know what you like to do. I'm not dumb. Like, F your feelings. Like, I'm glad that you me too. I'm so glad you gathered him at the end, because that was pissing me off. I don't like how he was treating you for real. Like, he was acting like he knew what he was doing. I'm not unstable. Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay, stink butt. After that convo, we don't talk except when I told him I was going to Taiwan and he brought up the money. So this is basically how it ended. Also, when I was in Korea this March, he messaged me saying, do I want my money in cash or transfer out of nowhere? I guess referring to what Sarah owed me. Then I said, what money? And he never even responded. So what the fuck was that about? Also, can you guess his sign based off of this? He is a Libra. Enough said. It's funny because I thought he was going to be a Leo. Shout out to all my Leos. It's Leo season. Only because he's just so him-oriented, you know? Also, I am a Capricorn. You give heavy Capricorn energy. Heavy, heavy Capricorn energy. Even down to the, okay, I guess we're done now. Yeah, we're good. Shout out to all my Capricorns out there. The only advice I could really ask for regarding this story is how to let it go. Because every here and there, I'll see something about him on social media, and it just really upsets me because I feel like I was a good friend to him. And when I told him how I felt, he didn't even bother to respond. Kiki also owes him like $1,000 from her plane ticket that he booked her when she went to Korea and still was cool with her. I don't know. What do you and the tribe think? I also have some pics attached of us and some screenshots. Sorry the story was so long. Thanks for reading. So I'm going to go to the chat only screen. I know it's black for whatever reason. So annoying. One, I would have took the money back. Because he was offering it. I would have took it back. I wouldn't care where it was coming from. That's just my money that I'm due, right? I would have took it back. Then I would have continued to keep my space. You guys are in different countries. You guys are doing different paths. You've known him since middle school, and he hasn't changed. He is the same little boy on the inside that he was when you were kids, just mean, only looking out for himself. And now you're adding substances to it, so he's going to put anything before he's not going to put anything before the substance at this point. And he, in my opinion, he's got the worst kind where you're a trisexual. You just trying anything, right? Yes, and someone put in the chat on TikTok, these are the type of people that will get you killed, unfortunately. These are the type of people that will sacrifice you so that they can have a good time on some Players Club shit. Like, it's not giving safe. Maybe you wish that things ended on better terms. Maybe that's what's going on. Like, you wish that you could be more high and by with this person. But this person gives heavy, like, if you're not in my bubble, if you're not in my scene, if we don't have the same interests, what are we talking about? It seems like history does not mean much to this person, which we go back to the whole foster care thing, makes sense. Why history doesn't really count for Ish, because that's not where his base is, right? Yeah, I just would not go backwards with this one. I would have took the money though. Cause now his story is, she's mad at me about some money and I tried to give it back and she didn't even take it back. When it's like, okay, think whatever you want, but just off a GP, I would have took my money back. But I feel you, Miss Capricorn. You got money flowing in from different directions, so you're just like, hey, it is what it is. It's a sunken cost, whatever. But I would have took my money back. Let me see the chat. Let's see. Someone said Libras are so mean, girl. I know it's missing the background. We having some tech issues. You said, girl, get him arrested in Korea. Oh my God. Oh my God. Joyce says, girl, please. Janaya says, I think everyone needs to use their own card or pay up immediately. No, really. Like, I would have asked somebody in the States to lend me some money. Sure, it probably would have took a little bit, but I wouldn't have asked his ass. I feel like he was testing her to see, maybe, but I would have been like, all right, where's the money? Give me my money. What's up? Like, don't be playing on my phone, Joe. Kiki says, it is okay to go your separate ways. I agree. Like, people grow apart. Maybe you guys could regroup when he has done some work and some healing. But unfortunately, I feel like his environment is not serving him. You're in this party environment. Like, that's the U.S. equivalent of moving to NYC or moving to LA or moving to Miami and expect to be sober and you get what I'm saying? Like, people, unless you were born and raised in those places that I just mentioned, you're gonna crash and burn. Like, I just don't think he has a lot of self-reflection to do. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you want some closure, just send him a message and say, hey, I just want you to know it's not about the money. We're just going in different phases in life. I'm not a social lima bean user and all of this stuff, and I'm not on that lifestyle. I'm not on that, you know? And let them know, like, if you ever get a change in lifestyle, I will be here. If you want to go to the coffee shop and get a freaking coffee like a normal adult, I'll be here. But yeah, I'm not going to be your punching bag. You get what I'm saying? Like, once you get some healing done, you go to therapy and all that shit, like, you know, maybe we can try again. But as for right now, I don't know. Yeah, and it would have to start with an apology on his part, too. Like, we need some accountability here. You get what I'm saying? It would need to be like, hey, I know I was, like, horrible growing up. Like, this was, I've done my reflection. This is why I'm this way. Like, you know, because Joe just seems miserable. Miserable. Everybody's saying they would report him in Korea. I just don't think Korean jail is going to make him, you know, anything other than just have a record, right? Like, because it just seems like birds of a feather flock together with his situation. Like, he's not picking up random strangers and, like, doing stuff to them or, like, you know, plotting on women or anything. You know what I mean? But hey, that's what the tribe said. The tribe says you need to call the Korean police on him. Okay, that's their verdict. I'm seeing it multiple times in the chat. They said call the Korean police on him. I say cut the friendship, cut it. No more relationship. If you must have some closure, let him know that that's why y'all not talking or whatever, and wish him well and let him know that you scared for him. Be like, bro, I'm scared the way your life is turning. And if you get some therapy, maybe later in life we can go and get a coffee sometime. But as for right now, we need to go our separate ways. But let us know in the comments what you think. This get him arrested is not the get back she wants. That's what I'm saying. I'm not pro call to popo on people. Like, I'm not trying to give him a record, because then it's harder to get a job, and then he really gonna be doing them lima beans. He really gonna be in that scene, and he might go to harder stuff, and then he might actually himself, you know. But that's just my opinion, girl. That's my opinion. Someone in the chat said, as a Capricorn woman, I just had to drop a gay who would always belittle me, but talk about he being real. Bless. Well, shoot, let's read this real quick. Let's read the can't trust the gays story. Let's get into that. Make sure y'all are liking the stream and double tapping the screen if you're on TikTok. Let's get into the can't trust the gays story. All right. Hey, Naja. Hey, friend. I love your channel and your content, and you made a fan out of me. Keep doing your thing. You are making people smile. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad I could entertain. So I hope this isn't long, but I just had some of that, and I'm locked in. So here we go. So, are you saying your real name? Oh, okay. No, these are the chipmunks. All right. So my name is Alvin, and then there's Theodore, and then there's Simon, and we are the three amigos. That is so cute. Oh. I have known them for about 9 years. I met Theodore first and then met Simon through him. We all lived together in a big city, and we would go to the club together, go out to eat, movies, etc. And I'm currently in my mid-30s and a Scorpio. Shout out to all the Scorpios. And Theodore and Simon are in their early 30s, and they are both Virgos. Shout out to all my Virgos out there as well. A little backstory. about a year ago, Simon and Theodore had an unspoken falling out where neither of them kind of talked about it to each other, but they were still cordial, but there was a little bit of tension. They still lived in the same city while I had moved away. I had been away from my hometown for about 7 years. Almost 2 years ago, while I was back in my hometown visiting, I went and got my nails done. I would regularly, about every 2 weeks, treat myself to a mani-pedi, and I would tell Simon and Theodore how fine my manicurist was, and we're going to call him Dave. So we were chit-chatting about how my new city was, etc., and he proceeded with the infamous DL man saying, "Where the hoes at?" Now that raised an eyebrow. I played the part and my intuition was correct. Okay, so let's catch everybody up to speed. Dave, the manicurist, asked our friend Simon, "Where the hoes at?" Which he says is the secret, the secret knock code of what DL man be saying to the gay boys. Like, they ask the gay boys where the hoes at, so the gay boys can be like, "Oh, well." Oh my gosh. So like a good Judy does, I ran and told Theodore and Simon about our first encounter. So we're just a kikiing and spilling all the tea. So fast forward, I of course came back to my current state of residence. Since the encounter with Dave and we have been doing bird shit, sending the birthday suit photos on Snapchat. We even hooked up once when I was back home another time. So, of course, like a good Judy, I ran back to Simon and Theodore with all the tea, and they would both concur and say how fine he was and blah, blah, blah. Oh, my gosh. I screenshot his photos on IG and sent it to them. That was right after the first "Where the hoes at?" So, okay, let me catch y'all up to speed in case y'all don't speak gay. So, basically, our friend Simon has been messing with this dude who he's assuming is DL, or at least is very masculine presenting, whatever. And they start, right when he clocked that, oh, bro is interested, he screenshotted the Instagram and sent it to Simon and Theodore, the homegirls, the homies, let them know, like, this is who I'm messing with. And they already talking about, oh, he's cute. I already know where this is going. Because this is how women are too. You can't tell if you're in the talking stage and you're not serious and bro is telling you he's not serious. You can't tell you're also single homegirls about how great and excellent this man is and be confused when, you get what I'm saying? You're not in a relationship. You're not official. So I don't know. But yeah, sending the birthday suit pics on Snap is crazy, y'all. Y'all need to stop. Don't be doing that. Yes, they're all guys. All the people in the story are men. So about 3 weeks ago, Dave and I are doing our long distance Snapchat shows. And after we were just chopping it up, Dave then says to me, "Oh yeah, I meant to tell you what happened this weekend." So I'm like, "What did you do?" He's like, "This random dude sent me this on IG." Oh my God. I already know where this is going. He sent him a video of a man playing with his eggplant. I'm like, who is that? He was like, "Oh, I don't know, some random dude." BS. He saw that y'all had mutuals. I was like, "Oh, okay, so what you gonna do?" And he's like, "I'm not doing nothing." So me being curious, I went back to the video and watched it again to see if I could see the IG handle and look Miss Ma'am up. Glad I did. So I typed in the IG handle, and why was it Simon, not little Simon? Oh. So I proceeded to ask Dave when they started talking, and he said just this weekend, and all this was going on Monday morning. So I'm like, bitch, I know you lying. I immediately called Theodore. So I told him the story, and he was like, "Wow." I sent him a pic too. No, I'm just playing. He said, "Wow." But I'm not surprised. Simon has a history of doing this, especially when he falls out of a friendship with someone. I've witnessed it. So Simon gives me the tease of like, because he likes you so much, he wants to date who you date. Does that make sense? I've noticed that in the community. Like, sometimes people want to be you so much that they want to be with the people that be on top of you type. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because this is crazy. Simon and I have had no issues. I had literally just talked to him the weekend prior. So Theodore asked me, what am I going to do? And I said nothing. I'm not going to do nothing. So I know that I have absolutely nothing with Dave other than being a sneaky link, a little snap situation, and a business relationship because of the nails. But, oh, baby, when it comes to Simon, ho, you knew what you were doing, and you plotted on this for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years? How long has this been your situationship? Oh, God. A 2-year sneaky link? How is that even exciting anymore? I'm seeing your booty for 2 years. That ain't even exciting. Mind you, Simon nor Theodore knew Dave. None of them have met to my knowledge, let alone had a convo. And you go and send this man this? There is nothing that I have to say to Simon because, one, bitch, you knew. And two, there ain't nothing you got to say to me that I already know. And I'll be even more pissed if you lie to my face. With all the fish in the sea, you want that one that I already had. And as the unks that we are at our big age, please stop right now. Oh my God, I don't want to accept it. But yes, we are unks and aunties now. Talk about we are unks at our big age. I do not have time. Now, I'm about 99% sure I have nothing to say to Simon. So my question to you is, what would you do in my situation? Thank you, Naja in the tribe. I've attached pictures of Alvin, Simon, Theodore. I'm in the middle, and Theodore is in the button-up shirt, and this is Simon and I just last year, and this is Dave. Okay, let's see. So this is the 3 chipmunks. Okay. Are we really in our 30s? Like, we don't look like we're in our 30s, for real. Okay, this picture, we do look like we're in our 30s. But this one, when y'all are at the restaurant, y'all don't look like you're in your 30s. Very youthful. This is Dave. Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. Dave is fine as... Oh, my God, girl. Dave is fine. Okay. What is he, like Middle Eastern or something? Dave is cute. Dave do look like he get down, though. Dave do look like one of them types where it's like, yeah, he's probably... And not even bi. Like, he doesn't look like a bi man. Like, he looks like a straight dude that you would catch them on Grindr. Like, if you did a geolocation search, you would catch Dave on there. But Dave is cute. Honestly, I gotta keep it a bean. I can't draw Dave. I'm gonna make Dave look ugly. I can't draw Dave. Dave looks like, and please, I am not calling this man fine, so please do not, like, take my words and scribble it up, what I'm about to say. If you guys know who Brendan Schaub is that how you pronounce his name? Brendan Schaub? Is that him? Okay. He looks like Brendan Schaub, Middle Eastern, better tattoos, but like the same build. Like, yeah, he looks like a fighter, like a professional fighter. Like, he has like that type of build. Like, I feel like I would make him look ugly. I think Brendan Schaub is not cute, and he has a pea brain, so don't do that. But yeah, like, I had to make the disclaimer because that man is so insufferable. But that's the only person I can think he looks like. Like, he looks like, I don't know. But yeah, I would probably make him look worse. I'm not going to hold you. I would probably draw him like that Chad meme. Like, but Dave does look like he looks like a hoe. I'm not going to hold you. Like, he looks like a man hoe. He probably talking to other people. I would not be surprised if Dave saw the mutual and was like, oh, you know him, so let me show this to you, to be messy. Because at the end of the day, you're not wrong. That's not your man. That's not your man. And I would just, boop, put it in your pocket that if you are taking someone seriously, don't tell Simon about it. Like, if you're seeing yourself wanting to actually, don't tell Simon about it, because it kind of is fair game. Is that messy? Is Simon a messy boots? Absolutely. But I feel like Simon low-key might want to be you. Okay, so what's the... I'm in the middle, and Theodore is in the button-up shirt. And this is Simon and I just last year. So I'm in the middle. Theodore's in the button-up shirt. And that's you and Simon in this picture last year. Yeah, I don't know, girl. So that's Simon in that one too. I don't know. I feel like when y'all had a low cut, y'all looked similar at one point. So I still feel like my first verdict of he might want to be you, low key. But they all look the same. They look very... I can't explain it, bro. I can't explain it, because if I draw it, it's just going to look like every other bitch. But yeah, I feel like you had it right on the head. I just would not say anything about it. I would probably bring it up like in passing as a joke. Like, I'd be like, oh, because you know, Simon, you know how you love my sloppy seconds, bitch. Like, I would bring it up like that, like a little jokey joke here and there, because, again, it's not your man. The fact that he even felt comfortable, oh, my gosh, here we go. Here we go. TikTok said, I got flagged for harassment and bullying. Who am I bullying? Who am I bullying? Who am I bullying, TikTok? Oh, my God. Okay, the live is still up, but, like, I'm going to appeal that, because I am not bullying anybody. Who am I bullying, girl? TikTok. Who am I bullying, girl? Please let me know. Who did that? Somebody must have flagged my shit, because I'm not bullying nobody. I said that he looked like a attractive Brendan Schaub. Who am I bullying? That's why TikTok don't be getting nothing, bruh. That's why they be doing y'all like that. Simon found the live. Simon said, don't do too much. But yeah, I think you made the right decision to just not, you get what I mean? Just like not entertain that, and I would just bring it up like as a jokey joke, and just watch his face look scared. And then another thing, I don't know how close you and Theodore are, but I guarantee you Theodore probably was like, girl, why was you talking to Alvin's man? Like, I don't know. Y'all know how I feel about the 3 friend groups. It's usually, I don't know. But yeah, thank you for sending that in. Both of y'all for sending your stuff in. Let me know what y'all think they should do. I feel like he should just let it lie. But I'm about to get into this next one. I know Simon really flagged it. So this is the one that I didn't get to last time. And here, let me just let this man know. I'm going to stay on here for a little bit, because I don't feel like moving shit right now. I'm like over it. No, I'll be done in like an hour bit. I'm not playing. We got too many freaking phones in this house, man. All right, there we go. I had to make sure I'm texting the right person. Okay, make sure you guys are liking the live. Double tap the screen. Dang, TikTok, it did me dirty. So this is the one that I didn't get to read the last time we had a Tribe Tea, and it's called Was I Wrong? Bestie of 11 years did me dirty. So look, you sent me this, okay, with this interesting looking font. The font is very aesthetically pleasing. However, you don't got to do all this, friend. You didn't have to do all this. At least the font isn't black, though, because I had someone send me a whole Tribe Tea with white text, and I almost, like, yeeted my computer into the freaking wall. Like, let's get into it. Was I wrong? Letting my childhood best friend of 11 years go. Hey, friend. Hey, friend. I've been watching your channel for a few years now, and I have come to love the Tribe Teas. Well, thank you so much. I wanted to share my entry for a while and finally chose a story to send you. To set the scene, this was back in summer of 2020, right in the heat of the panorama. And I had just graduated from college and was living in the back of my town in South Florida to spend time with family and friends before moving out of state. I was in a very I'm finding myself and letting go of the BS and people pleasing era of my life, and had decided to start speaking up for myself when it came to things that did not sit right with me, which I typically did not do until this point in my life. I had just turned 22 and hadn't been in a relationship in over a year since my ex broke up with me at the end of my junior year. So one of my homegirls, we're going to call her Sarah. Wasn't there a Sarah in the other video? Why we got all these Sarahs? Well, we going to call her Susie. So we got a homegirl named Susie. Susie decided to hook her up with a guy friend of hers. Let's call the friend Mr. Dominican. We in our healing era, and you want to hook your homegirl up with Mr. Dominican? You might as well hook her up with Mr. Haitian. What are we doing? Mr. Puerto Rican. Mr. Venezuelan. Because, like, why are we hooking her up with Mr. Dominican? Right, big Dominican. Big Dominican. Like, what are we doing? Oh my God, we are healing, not healed, right? Girl, chill. Talk about Mr. Dominican. She knew I wanted to break my dry spell and have a summer fling. Okay. But the thing is, Mr. Dominican, you might have to fight a baby mama. Like, that's not fun. Like, Mr. Jamaican, like, what are we doing? Well, she set us up with each other and we actually got along. He was not somebody I would typically go for, but our chemistry was good and we ended up spending a chunk of the summer together. So during the 4th of July, we decided to go on a camping trip with me, Susie, Mr. Dominican, and Mr. Dominican and Sarah's friend named Aiden. So it was her, Susie, and Mr. Dominican and Mr. Aiden. Mr. Dominican and I shared a tent and had a ball on this camping trip. I felt so free and connected to nature. It was super fun, and it was my first time legit camping, sleeping outside, all of that. Yes, girl, I love that too. I'm more of a glamper, but I agree. Like, you get like a really grounded feeling from doing this. Mind you, I'd been celibate for a year before meeting Mr. Dominican. I was practically in heat. So that tent got a whole lot of use. Oh my God. So fast forward. We all get back from the camping trip and I'm now staying at my other homegirl's house. Okay, y'all, again, we don't need all these names. Is this girl going to pop up anytime more in the story? Okay, she is. I'm seeing her name a few times. So I'm guessing we're retiring Susie. And now we're entering Maya. Maya's entering the chat. She's staying at the homegirl Maya's house. Maya didn't go on the trip because she wasn't the camping type. Me, Maya, and Susie had all been friends since middle school, but we each had different closeness with each other, as most trio friend groups do. I was closer to Maya at the time, but had met her through Susie, so I felt a lot of love for both. They were like sisters to me. It was normal for me to stay at Maya's house whenever I was visiting from college, and since I was moving, at the end of this visit, I was spending a full week at her place with her and her fam. She still lived with her mom, dad, and brother, but they were like family to me as well. So it felt like being in my own home whenever I was there. So far, I don't know about y'all. So far, things seem very Gucci. Like, how is this about to go bad? Because it's about to be over. The story is about to be over. So the day after I got back from Maya's, Susie and I are telling Maya, when you got back from the camping trip, we're telling Maya all about our trip, and I was sharing the spicy details of me and Mr. Dominican's time together. The first red flag was that she had such an attitude as we were both sharing our stories with her and showing her pics, as if she hadn't been invited on the trip and was annoyed she missed out or something. But I ignored it because she could be like that sometimes. After we told her about the camping trip, the next few days she started acting weird with me. Girl, let me guess. Is Mr. Dominican her ex or something? Like, mind you, I'm literally living with her and her family during this time and sharing a room and everything. So as soon as the vibes are off, I feel it. One night we're in bed watching TV and I see her get a notification from Mr. Dominican on Instagram. I knew it, girl. I already knew it. And Susie, you're dead wrong for that. Susie, you dead wrong. Like, I already know where this is going. Immediately, my red flags are going up. Because she didn't even tell me that she knew dude like that. When she met him, she acted like he wasn't even there. Took very little interest in him. So to see that they were messaging was strange. At least at this point, me and Mr. Dominican are still knocking boots and texting. Summer fling in full effect. So I asked her, what's up with that? And she brushed it off saying it's nothing. He just sent her a meme and it got them talking. I'm confused at this point, but also still afraid of confrontation, so I dropped it. For context, Maya was the type of girl that was always talking to a dude. She was sleeping with multiple dudes at the same time, having a roster, keeping men in rotation, that kind of girl. So when I saw she was messaging him, I immediately felt like, damn, is she trying to get with him too? But he was just a fling to me, and I really thought we had a girl code of sorts, so I didn't think she would actually cross the line, especially with someone she knows that I have slept with. But boy, was I wrong. Are we not getting flashbacks from the last story? We got the trio of friends. We got the one friend low-key trying to talk to another friend's dude, even though it's not really their dude. They're a fling. See, this is, I sound like an old lady now, but this is low-key the problem about hookup culture. Because you can go scientifically, yeah, human beings were not meant to be monogamous, right? Like on a primal level or whatever. I mean, if your whole thing is reproduction, if you think that's the only reason we're supposed to be here, I guess you can have that view. But on a primal level, we were not meant to be monogamous, because the whole point is to reproduce and all that BS, right? But at the end of the day, we are also the only species that has enough intelligence in our brain or whatever to study our own brains, right? So, like, we know the benefits of monogamy, right? I feel like when this stuff be happening, it's like our brains be getting a little like, ugh, like, that's not my eggplant emoji, but that's my eggplant emoji. Like, why are you but it's like, girl, it's not. You know, I don't know. This is why hookup culture can get tricky. At the end of my week of staying with her, I found out that not only has she been talking to him, but she initiated the talking. After I told her about my camping trip experience with him, and she slept with him on multiple occasions immediately afterwards. When I finally confronted her about it and asked why she would do it, she lied and said she didn't do it. I gave her one last chance to tell me the truth, because Mr. Dominican already told me what was going on, because he didn't owe me shit. I really thought that Maya and I's 11-year-long friendship had warranted some loyalty. To find out she slept with dude and lied to me about it when I gave her the chance to tell me the truth made me so livid, I packed all my stuff and left her house and told her we were not friends. The lying made me make the decision to not be her friend, but realizing she'd been jealous enough of an experience I'd had to go and replicate it for herself was what really killed our friendship for me. I haven't spoken to her since that day, even though she tried to talk to me afterwards and apologize. Was I wrong for walking away? I'm 27 now, and looking back, I feel like I could have handled the situation better, but honestly didn't like her as a person anymore. So her actions in the whole situation just solidified my choice to remove her from my life. Thank you for reading my story and for keeping the tribe teas coming. You are welcome. So, was I wrong for walking away? I mean, I would say the same thing that I told the last story. It's really telling how people act. Like, okay, so the last dude did not confront Simon, right? You did confront old girl and she lied. Now that's when it's like, girl, why you got me? What's that saying? Girl, not you got me agreeing with a man. Like, you got Mr. Dominican telling me the truth and you're lying to me. Wild. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. Now I do feel like you should pick your battles wisely. Like, did she, give you a disease? Did she get you evicted? Did she get your car trashed? Like, did she do something that is like, you cannot come back from it? Like, did she get knocked up by your baby daddy or your husband or something? No. But I do feel like that old saying, if you lie, you cheat, you steal, whatever. Like, yeah, there's levels to it. Like, if you're lying to me about this little thing and we're supposed to be family, like your people got me in your house and stuff, that's the type of jealousy they make Netflix documentaries about. But I'm not trying to have you cut me open and wear my skin. Like, no, I'm about to just go about my own business and do me, right? And then I feel like for you, it probably hit more because you've been celibate for so long. So it's like, dang, the one dude, and then here you go. I don't know. I feel like I agree. I wouldn't keep messing with her. Because for all you know, in the future, she's going to do it again because she knows that y'all are cool with sharing dudes. Oh, and shout out, sorry, Susie. Susie caught a stray because I thought Susie hooked them up knowing that they had already messed with each other. But no, she's hooking up with him right after you. No, for real, my Beyonce voice, she going to wear your skin. But no, I don't think you're tripping, especially if you're in that phase of life, like you said, where you're like, I'm trying to do me, not be a people pleaser, not do all this stuff. And people will only treat you how you allow them to treat you. So you set your boundary. You're not trying to share dudes with you. I'm not trying to be that close to you, girl. I'm not trying to be soul sisters with you. Like, that is weird. That is weird. But you can't even have that conversation because she won't even admit that that's what's going on. So it's like, yeah, I'm not about to have you try my intelligence. Have a nice day, ma'am. Have a nice day, ma'am. Gwen said, this is why you don't share how good it is because some people cannot be trusted. No, for real. Same advice as the last one. Y'all, let her know. Let her know what you guys would do in that situation because I would be snip, ho. Like, we're good off of that. We're good off of that. Because it's like, bro, we've been friends for so long. And I know somebody out there is probably going to be like, don't let a man get in between your stuff. It's really not the men at that point. It's, why are you lying to me? And then why are you, like, sneaking behind my back like this is my dude or something? Like, why couldn't you just be real and be like, yeah, girl, I'm talking to him. Like, do you have a problem with that? Like, then it gets into, oh, we ended it over a dude. But you're being sneaky. You lying. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't like it. I don't like it. But those trios are really hard because, okay, now you don't mess with Maya, but you still mess with Susie, and Susie's still gonna F with Maya. And now there's gonna be a point where, depending on what type of path Susie takes, you're probably not gonna be friends with either of them. Because if Susie is cool with hooking up and like all this stuff and sharing boys and stuff with her, they're going to be the best of friends. But if Susie is tired of it, y'all will be cool. But yeah, that's just how them trios work. But hey, let's get on to this next story. And give them some advice in the comments if you've been in a similar situation. Make sure you're liking the live. Make sure you're double tapping the screen on TikTok because they got us in the restricted zone on TikTok because we're bullying imaginary people apparently. The next one I'm reading is really short. It's me and my homeboy turned sneaky link. Okay. So, hey, beautiful. I love your content and low-key need your advice. Hey, boo. I'm here. What's goody? So, basically, me and my homeboy have been messing around. And I kind of feel bad because I'm going to make the vibes of our friendship. Because it's going to make the vibes of our friendship weird. I'm a Scorpio. Shout out to all the Scorpios. We have a lot of Scorpio entries this week. I'm in my second year of college, and the guy, we're going to call him G, is a Sagittarius. Shout out to all my Sages out there. He is a couple years older than me. G and I met because of a mutual friend named Dan. Me and this friend met in college, and at first Dan tried to set me up with G, but I wasn't going for it because I didn't know him like that. Funny enough, Dan's girlfriend at the time was my cousin's best friend, so we're all pretty close and clicked up. A few months later, Dan moves back to, I'm not going to say where your hometown is, but let's just say they moved back to the city. And we stopped talking as much. I was really going through it, and G was there for me, so we became closer because Dan moved away. At first, G and I had no intentions of doing anything, but he was always very polite. One time he told me I was beautiful, but I didn't think anything of it. I'm kind of awkward, so I don't usually pick up on any hints. You know, people would show me until it's too late, but obviously there was some tension. I didn't really take him seriously, though, because I know we both were talking to people at the time, and that's another story for another time. We were really locked in, though. I think mostly because we could relate on a lot of things. We're both bi and are both pretty alternative, so we share a lot of interests and we have a lot in common. Before we did anything, we hung out with some of our other friends, and we even went out with my mom once. Okay, girl. Now that I think about it, he definitely wanted me this whole time. Yeah, obviously, because Dan tried to hook y'all up before y'all were even friends. He definitely wanted me this whole time because when I would complain about needing my nails done, he would offer to pay or would buy stuff for me that he knew I liked. We became super close, but one night he came over just to chill, smoke, and drink, but we ended up doing it for hours. Oh my God. It was a great experience, but I'm not going to lie. I felt so bad because I feel like it's going to mess our friendship up, and I don't want it to be weird when we go out with our mutuals. I'm not sure if we should just date, stay friends with benefits. We talk all the time, but we're both focused on school. He works a lot, and I'm really trying to build a career for myself. Ooh, girl, please give me some insight on what I should do. Thank you for reading my story, and sorry if there's any typos, but here are some pictures of me and G. So yeah, I saw you before the stream started. I think you are very pretty. And y'all look like a really cute alternative couple. Like, I love seeing alternative black people. It's my kryptonite. Like, y'all talking about till the morning light? Like, they talking about, girl, you don't feel that bad. Hours, girl, come on now. This is a hard one. Because it's kind of like right person, wrong time. Because you're both in school, you got work, you're in that building phase, right? And it's so hard for people in their 20s, and I empathize for people in their early 20s too. Now that I'm out of it, it's like it's so hard to juggle all of that because in order to be like married or start a family in your 30s and shit, like you gotta kind of have to plant a seed. So this is a hard one. This is a hard one because, okay, you stay friends with benefits and then randomly this dude finds some time to like go date somebody, or randomly you find somebody and then it's just like, damn, shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? But then it's like if you guys do date now, then you might not have as much time for each other and then it'll just fizzle out and then, yeah. As for the mutuals though, F what they think, girl. Like, y'all just act the same. None of your mutuals date each other? Nobody has a couple in the friend group, girl? I don't know. So, Sienna in the chat said, girl, get out before you get pregnant. Look. Even though I think y'all would be very two cool ass alternative parents. Yeah, bro. I see that. Maybe you should keep things how they are. Maybe you should just keep things how they are. And make the hookup be like a once every blue moon. Maybe y'all hook up like once a year or something. Like, whew, I don't know. I got to go to the chat for this one. What should she do? Like, by the time I remember them days, look. When you know it's bad, man, look, y'all crazy. It all depends. Does she feel like she is ready for something more serious? That's what I'm saying. It seems like they both aren't ready. It seems like they're both on some, we got work, we got school. It's a lot going on, but we have these feelings. Like, and I feel like because he is showing like a love language that you like, for example, like buying you things and getting your nails done and offering to get your nails done and stuff like that. And the fact that you guys are both bi, so you guys have that in common of like, you know, different dating stereotypes getting put on you and all that crap. Like, I see why the connection is there. But what I'm scared of doing is telling you to go for it, and then the timing isn't right. Right person, wrong time. And then it blows up in y'all face. Like, I don't know. I don't know. TT says, sometimes it's just tension, not couple stuff. Like, just be young and single. That is true. That is true. Sometimes it's just, but have you said y'all been hooking up though? Like hooking up, or was it just one time? If it was just one time, leave it. Leave it how it is. Leave it exactly how it is. But if y'all just keep catching yourselves in these like passionate moments, I don't know, girl. That is a hard one. That is a hard one because you guys are young. You're in college. You're figuring it out. Like, and you don't want to get knocked up. You really don't want to get knocked up right now. You really don't. Y'all do stuff and just keep it casual. I guess I would keep it friends with benefits because that's a little too much. I don't know. Once you get intimate, y'all are no longer friends, in my opinion. I agree with that too. Like, I can't go backwards. We can't go backwards. Once it's happened, it's happened. Yeah, she said, as a woman, I can't be friends with someone I did it with. Me neither, girl. I feel you. Have an honest convo with him instead of thinking, what if? No, for real, because for all you know, he might tell you straight up like, oh, yeah, I can't do that. You know, you never know. So I would talk to him about it, see where he's at. I agree, take precautions. Let it run its course. Do not get knocked up, period. Okay, that's where we're at. If you guys have any more advice, please put it in the comments below. But yeah, this time I've been there, done that. I'm 25 now in a 4-year-long relationship with the guy. It was friends with benefits. Ooh, wow. That's a long one. That's a long one. Like how with the Alvin, Simon, and Theodore talking about we a situationship for 2 years. What? Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. But if y'all got any advice, please give it to him because I'm even stumped on that one. That's a hard one. They look very compatible too. I wish y'all could see it. They look very, very compatible. She's like a alternative baddie with like pink and black box braids, and he's like a heavy set dude with long locks. He got a septum ring and like both of his nose pierced right here. They look cute. Like they look cute together. But y'all got to get to the bag. Y'all got to get to the bag. You got to get your education. You have to. You got to put that shit first. But yeah, let's get to this the last story of the day. Shout out to YouTube for not booting us off the chat cuz last week was so crazy. Make sure you guys are double tapping the screen if you're on TikTok because TikTok's mom is a hoe because they wanted to do us like that. And make sure you guys like the stream if you're on Twitch and YouTube. This last one, being an adult sucks. Hey, Naja. Hey, girl. I hope you and yours are doing well. I've sent in a couple stories before, but this one is a bit different than the rest. I would appreciate some insight and advice on how to move forward in my career and relationship. For context, I am 25 and my boyfriend is 27. Ooh, girl, that 25 just makes you feel like you're supposed to have everything together. It really does. It's just your brain. Your brain just went like this. It's okay, girl. Like, you're not alone. I graduated with my bachelor's in psychology 3 years ago, period. I've known I wanted to be a psychologist ever since middle school. Since graduating, I've been working at a children's hospital in my city. I've been a mental health tech, and now I'm a psychochemist. Oh my God. Oh wow. So basically she tests kids for their intellectual abilities, fine motor skills, autism, all of that stuff. So ironically, I met my boyfriend the same summer I graduated. I had just came back to my city after studying abroad my entire senior year in England. Oh my gosh, girl. You've lived a very interesting life. At least on paper. It seems like you're very well-traveled and well-educated. So we met on Tinder. Girl, you are like a catch. You are a 10. And you over here on Tinder. Well, I mean, you are a mental health professional. You know, you are. So I mean, shoot, I'm sure you clocked it, right? Um Oh God. She said, "Please spare me." He was in law school. Okay. Girl, why does this sound like a episode app story or like a Wattpad story? Girl, you are literally living a Wattpad. Like, what is happening? I'm so happy for you. You got you a man in law school. He about to start his second year, and he also wants to meet new people since he's not from my city or state. I remember on our first date telling him I eventually wanted to go back to school to further my career. It was never something I didn't regularly mention, even as we began our relationship. One thing led to another, and we have been dating for almost 3 years. Oh, wow. Coming this August. So now. I love him so much, and I do see myself being with him long term, but there are some caveats to this. First, we are both laid back people in terms of our relationship. We both like to take things slow and check in with each other every now and then to make sure we're on the same page about things. For example, we don't live together and don't have plans to anytime soon. I like my space. He likes his. We're not the type of people to talk about things too far into the future because we don't know what the future holds. And maybe because we have some commitment issues, which will definitely be relevant later. But unfortunately, that honeymoon period of living in La La Land and not having to talk about serious commitments with each other has ended. Right, because you guys are getting older now. So it was one thing when he was 25 and he met you and you were 22. And it's like, oh, we're just young, educated people. We got some monies. We got some degrees, some certifications and stuff. You know, it's only up from here. But now, and I'm sure you know this because of your peers and stuff, and I mentioned this earlier very briefly when I was talking about your 20s and like it's really like really stressful because you're not only trying to establish yourself, but if you do want to start a family and like all this stuff, you're like planting that seed. Usually people with you in you guys' career paths meet at around this time or go to college together or whatever, get the highest education that they can, get the biggest bag that they can, and then they settle down, right? Because now you making what, like 6 figures each? That's why I said, girl, you live in a Wattpad story right now. So yeah, it is about that time where you guys have to be like, okay, what are we doing? Like, cause unfortunately, lawyers usually marry other lawyers. I've peeped. Lawyers usually marry other lawyers. And start families with other lawyers and all of that stuff. Usually work at the same firm, stuff like that. Doctors usually marry other doctors. I feel like this is that time where there is no getting around it. Like, okay, like what are we doing? Like, are we actually about to make this plan? Are we going to combine our income? Say you guys don't want kids. Are we going to combine our income? Are we going to own property? Like, are we going to, what hospital are you going to work at? Or like what facility are you going to work at? What firm am I going to work at? Do I want to start my own firm? Like, you guys are about to get into like that the 30s leap, right? Or at least he's about to. You just got to that 25 mark, right? Yeah, bruh, this is that thing, bruh. This is getting to that point. You said your uncle is a lawyer and he isn't married to a lawyer. Every single lawyer I know is married to another lawyer. well, maybe because all the lawyers I know are women, and that's like a safe bet to do. Like, but yeah, like they're all married to other lawyers. They met each other in college. They both respect, like, look, we can't have no babies because we got to pass this bar. We can't be out partying every night because we need to be good for the test in the morning. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is usually people that have the same goals are in the same places. Like how I told old girl in the first story, she needs to start hanging out with people in her school, not a drunk twink in South Korea. Like, you get what I'm saying? But I don't know. Maybe it's because all the lawyers I know are women, and that's just kind of like a safe, you know. Y'all said a lawyer and a lawyer and a doctor that are married, and it's messy. But hey, I bet you they don't argue about bills, girl. I bet you they don't argue about bills. So let's get back to the story. She says she wants to go back to school to obtain her psych degree, like a doctorate, within the next year or so. So they're very similar to a PhD, but not as much focus on research, which I definitely prefer because I'm terrible at statistics and I want to focus on working with people one-on-one. Unfortunately, PsyD programs are far and few between. I'm talking there are only 2 universities in my state that even offer the program, and neither one of these is in the city where I currently live. I've already accepted the fact that I'm going to have to move because of this, and I never really minded because I enjoy the idea of moving to start a new chapter, but I'm in a committed relationship now. I brought this up to my boyfriend about 1.5 years ago, basically explaining to him that when I go back to school, which I will be doing, I'm going to have to move. I wanted to prepare him for that reality, especially because at the time I was looking at schools out west when we lived in the Midwest. We both pretty much agree that we're not long distance type of people. Y'all don't even live together. And he also mentioned that he would like to stay at his current firm for the next couple of years. He said that he didn't really see himself moving, and if he did, it would need to be somewhere close to where he's from and or the city where we currently live. Now are y'all seeing why I said the majority? They usually do. I seen some of y'all in the comments are saying like, no, I know somebody that did this. I know somebody that did that. Usually people date in the same thing so that this doesn't happen, because another trait that both of you guys share that I've also noticed in people that go this route with education to be like doctors and stuff like that, you're not giving up your dream for anybody, as you shouldn't. So it's kind of like you either get with the program or you don't. Like, this is my dream. I spent tons of money, tons of schooling, tons of books. I'm not about to give that up for no man. And he's like, well, I'm not about to be doing all this over no girl. The title of this story is I Hate Being an